Alrighty guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's had a good week. Today's a really exciting episode. We're gonna make a really delicious pineapple upside down cake. It's gluten-free, it's got lots of butter and sugar in it as well to compensate for it being gluten-free, so that's fantastic. Tune in. Cool, so the first step, we've got a 28 centimeter pan, non-stick, with a removable handle. I'll talk you through the steps. You don't have to have it, like a closed sort of cake dish will work, and just a stainless steel pan will work as well, but this is your best bet. So we're gonna start with 140 grams of sugar, caster sugar, any white sugar will work. And we're just gonna start by making our caramel. Put it on a medium heat. Thing with like a caramel, you really don't wanna like start stirring it or whisking it, because then like the sugars start to crystallize and then the caramel just becomes kind of shit, I guess. Whilst this is happening, we can start slicing our pineapples. So I've got a whole pineapple here. We're definitely not gonna need like the whole thing. This is probably around like 400 grams of pineapple, I would say. Gonna trim it down. And now we're just gonna slice the pineapple. So there's like a few options to do this. What I like to do is just do a little sort of like flat edge like that. And then the pineapple actually stands really well. And we're going for like pretty thin slices, like definitely looking for like less than half a centimeter. So pretty much you can see this caramel start taking shape. So you can see it's getting nice and dark. But when it gets to this point, you can see like pieces of sugar not quite dissolved. Just move it around a bit more. And we want this caramel to be pretty dark, just because there's lots of there's like sugar in the pineapple, sugar in the cake. Like you really want that sort of toffee bitterness to come through. That's really, really important. And it's always hard to sort of tell how dark your caramel is with a dark pan. So like what I usually do is just get like a spoon and like I'll just like dunk it in and look at it and you can sort of see how dark it is. And that's like pretty good. I would say we're probably about 30 seconds away. At this point, I've got my rum, so that's 1 shot of rum. We're gonna pop that in and put our butter in. And I'm just gonna sizzle that down. And turn it up and just give it a nice stir. So just gonna whisk it around. It's almost like a butterscotch sauce now. We've got a nice caramel, it's on a low heat. I'm gonna start placing my pineapple. You go really careful. If you're kind of worried about it, just use your tongs and just make sure we're overlapping really nicely. We just want to cook the pineapple on a low heat for about 10 minutes. This is just sort of gets like the juices going in a little bit and makes the cake cook a bit quicker and gets that real nice sort of finishing color on the pineapple. And now we're gonna make the cake batter. It's a really, really simple process. All of it can be done pretty much in one bowl. So we're just gonna start off by melting our butter. So we need 200 grams in here. If you have a microwave at home, you can just microwave the butter and melt it. First thing we're gonna use is this super fine almond meal, or in other words, almond flour. We're gonna about 200 grams of this. And then we're gonna add 70 grams of just some like pretty standard desiccated coconut. And then I've got some baking powder. I'm gonna use 1.5 teaspoons of this. Cool, so these are our dry ingredients. I've just added a little pinch of salt. Salt and sweet is a good thing. We've got our butter here that's just been melted. Into that, 180 grams caster sugar. Take the whisk and just whisk it pretty well. You just want it really to dissolve. And at this point, I'm just gonna add my 4 eggs. Just make sure the butter and the sugar aren't too hot, because then you're gonna get scrambled eggs and it's gonna be really upsetting. We're pretty rough and ready with this. You just sort of mix it up, put the egg and the sugar in. This pineapple's been cooking for about 10 minutes now. I've turned it off. As you can see, it looks delicious as is. I mean, you can almost just like eat it like that. So at this point, we want to put the cake in. Don't just like dump it all in, because remember, all that caramel is going to pretty much just push up the side. So you want to be a little bit considerate about it. Start from the edges, and we can just add it all in. So this is going to go in the oven at 175 degrees for about 50 minutes. So I've just taken the cake out of the oven. It's looking mighty fine, I might just say. It's hard to sort of know exactly when it's cooked, but pretty much you can see it's sort of giving, like it's got a nice spring to it. The edge is obviously really nicely caramelized. All right, so now it's been cooling down for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're just gonna get a really large sort of flat platter. This one's quite beautiful, man. You're gonna channel all the courage you have in the world and you're gonna flip this cake and everything's gonna be fine, so. But I'd just like to give it a little tap. Good luck. And yeah, we're gonna unveil it, I reckon. Oh, you're joking. This has made my culinary year. Turned out our cake and it looks really good. To serve it up, I've got some lime zest. I've got some Aleppo chili. Just a bit of heat, I feel like goes really nice. It's also very like fruity, dry chili. If you're just gonna use chili flakes or something, it's probably not gonna be that good. And just some yogurt. That's it for today. Yeah, I hope you get as much joy from it as I do, and you get to make new friends with it, keep some old friends, make some new connections. For this recipe and other ones, subscribe to my YouTube page. Have a great day. Well, oh. It's all about that. That's it. Take goals.